Hello? You good? Still working? All right, there you go. All right, so welcome. Welcome to another stream. And we got this helmet today. I'm putting a stitch on here. Some notes I wrote down. So we want to stitch. They want to stitch with a big mouth, big teeth, they said. And then we want like kind of his hands kind of sticking out like he's going to hug somebody right here. And then they want some vines. And they want some of those Hawaiian flowers. As he called them, he said he wants some Hawaiian flowers. So we're gonna put some of those. Um, and they want the words "I bite" underneath it right here. So we're gonna get the stitch as good as we can about there. You know, put his ears kind of coming up this way, and then we'll put some vines that way, some vines that way. Put a couple flowers here, a couple flowers there. Add some background colors, and we'll be good. So pinks and purples. And just said, make sure it has big grin, big teeth. What's up, Owen White? How's it going? What's up, Chico? Chico Tattoo 68. How's it going? All right, so I'm just gonna start off with some white. And we'll start kind of layering, kind of just start building it up. Some really obtuse white. I hope this mic sounds okay. I always on different mic. Mic's over there. I could grab the other mic, but I think we're good. Y'all let me know. Just turn this airbrush down. So let me look at the picture of the stitch real quick. So we want big tooth like this. Lots of teeth, he said. So I'm gonna do the face first. Go from there. And you know what? Actually, before I start, Masking. So I just need to mask this up. Almost forgot. Just need to get these edges. This thing has a clear visor. Definitely want to get any kind of stuff on this area because it'll be super noticeable. What's up, Rob? Rob? What's up, Rob? Jesus. What? What? I couldn't say it. It would have come out. Okay. I can't go over there. I can't go over there. There's stuff in the way.
Really can't see me, huh? I get like 6 yards.
Maybe we should just, if they have a roll, whatever's on the roll. Okay. Sound isn't great. All right. All right. All right. Rob, hold on. I got you.
Motion detected in the backyard.
See, if you ask, you shall receive. I always tell people to let me know if the sound isn't good. Nobody always says anything. We have a mic. Now, we don't always have this mic, so this is the thing. Alrighty. Now, we can switch the mic over. Alright, now let me know if that sounds a little better. We'll get it a little bit closer right there. There you go. Now let me know if it sounds any better, if you can hear me. Hey, can you hear me now? Alright, back to masking.
Motion at your floodlight cam.
Now I'll go ahead and lay some paper once we get ready to clear this. But for now, I just need to mask this edge off so we don't get any overspray on these pieces. It's better? Alright. Alright. Equipment still works. Microphone confirmed. I'm still trying to figure out what I do when I'm out at the market. The sound at the market is definitely an issue. And part of me is thinking of just muting it and just having a playlist going. There'd be a couple of reasons why. For one is so the videos don't get flagged by the copyright system. And yeah, two would be so that just in general the sound is more bearable.
So for those not watching live, you know, they could actually enjoy a video. And that's kind of where I'm thinking the solution is going right now. And unfortunately as well, I can't just like, oh, we'll turn off the music, because we are surrounded by people that play loud music. And so, and they play the same droning music over and over, and I literally have to have music of my own, otherwise I'll go crazy with that drone. Dum, 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 dum. I can't do that, man. I have to have music, but it has to have an actual beat, not just a fucking drum, or not just a fucking trumpet just going the same over and over and over. It'll drive me crazy. But if we have variety, like I like to have variety music, I'll play some country, there'll be some pop music, there'll be some techno, there might be some old school rap in there, you know. And yeah, I might throw some Mexican music in there, throw some fucking rock and roll, everything, because yeah, the more variety, the better. For me anyway, but some of those vendors out there, I don't even know how they do it, man, because it drives me nuts. Alright, we got that edge taped off. Alright, we got that edge taped off. It's all taped off right there around the edge. Make sure we get no overspray beyond that edge right there. And we'll be fine. We'll be fine as long as we don't get no overspray beyond that right there. Alright, now let's get you guys back up where you're supposed to be looking. Okay. Alright, so again, the picture, the canvas. Let's copy it, as they say. For a long time now. I am not against getting some new music. Sound's gone. It shows it's still working on my end. I said, is that music? I'm not sure what that is. Is that a band? I'm going to have to check it out. Okay, I'm just making sure. I'm just making sure the mic is still good and everything. Doesn't hurt to double, triple check, you know. But yeah, like if it's a band or something, I'll check it out later for sure. It's a band. Nice. What kind of music is it? Nowadays they got bands for everything, man. It sounds. I like the name. That's for sure. Let's see if we can put you guys more like the blam. Then you get a little bit better view. It's like right over my shoulder. Hard to describe why they play with banjos. Oh, that sounds cool. You know, I always wondered what it'd be like if like a Mexican got a hold of a banjo, like a Mexican band. Like if you threw the banjo into some Mexican bands, you know? Because it just seems like it would fit so good with some of the Spanish music, not all of it. But a banjo was like some of the love songs or some of the faster, dancier songs. Oh yeah. Get that bug, Oreo. Did you get it? Alright, so you guys can see we kind of got it laid out right there. We got his one hand, got his little chest right there, we got his face. I'm just going to go for the other hand real quick, and then we'll lay in his ears, and then we'll start layering in the vines and stuff. this guy pretty much gave me artistic freedom too. He's just really. They walked up. They seen that we were doing the shirts. They seen with this. That's funny. Literally, this stitch design right here is the one I have hanging on my wall of airbrush designs. And they seen my design of that. That's funny. I just literally just scrolled to the very next thing and they have it. But anyway, I have that's what I have sitting there. And they seen that, and then yeah, they had to have. They asked if they could have their helmet painted, and we're like, yeah, and they're like, oh, cool, we'll be bringing it back. And we usually, when somebody says that, we think like, oh, next weekend or something. But they came back like 10, 15 minutes later. I guess they had it in their car, and yeah, they just brought the helmet over, and now we're getting it done for them. But yeah, I just thought it was funny because usually somebody says that, I was like, oh yeah, okay, we'll see you next week. You know, we bring the helmet in. These people had it with them; they were ready. All right. All right. Okay, so I'm just gonna go on this side. They want a few hibiscus flowers, so I'm just gonna do a couple here, and we're gonna do a couple up here. We're gonna do kind of a sunset scene, kind of going on behind stitch over here, so we'll layer that in, and then we're gonna throw a little vine in there. So start with some hibiscus flowers here. I'm sure there's some flower experts going, that's not exactly what an hibiscus looks like. I know, I'm drawing this off the top of my head. This is not off of a photorealistic flower. It's kind of meant to be a cartoony flower. We're drawing a cartoon. We're not drawing a photorealistic thing. Stitch is not real. Now, I seen a thing the other day for a Lilo and Stitch movie that looked like it was like they had updated the graphics, I guess. I don't know how real that was though. That's my thing. 'Cause I can't trust anything on the internet nowadays. And I've reached a spot right here where I feel like I gotta wipe it off real quick before I start painting. Oh. I don't know if I... Whoa, you guys are going for a ride. I don't know if I touched it while I was moving it around or what, but... Let's not do that. Big ass fingerprint. What do I use to wipe it down? Let me grab the bottle again. I've shown this stuff multiple times. I like using this. It's super easy to use. You just wipe it. It's called 7800. There you go. 7800 for Wipeout Surface Prep from High Tech. This little bottle is like 15-20 bucks depending on where you get it. And for projects like this little bottle will last me all month. Definitely worth. It works really good. Yeah. It doesn't affect the create text either. No. No, I fucking love that shit. I love that wipeout. It dries up real quick. Like as you can see, I wiped it off and it's dry already. It gets pretty much everything off. I've never had it react with the create text or with any of the clear coats I've ever put on top of them. I've never had it react with anything badly, so it's one of the few items that I could recommend willy-nilly without having to like worry too much. So we're going to take this little line here. Work it up. Do a little bit of a fade so we can put in some pink and some purple there. Throw in a couple more flowers up here on the top. Because I've used different degreasing or cleaning solutions before, and yeah, there's some that just take forever to dry. Like you'll be waiting for days, well, not literal days, but you'll be waiting for a good amount, 15, 20 minutes or something. There's some that are very too specific, oddly specific on what you got to do in order to get a clean surface. Where it's like at that point, well, shoot, man, if I wanted to go through that much trouble, I would just, give the shit a bath and fucking soap and not worry about wiping it down. This one's pretty easy. Just wipe shit down, keep everything kind of in the same direction that you're wiping, and it all works out. So that's kind of the layout we're going for. We're just going to add some little vines on each side with some flowers. Try to get this white on the flowers pretty bright so that we could lay some color in there that's going to be pretty bright. We'll have to see if it's in the UK. Yeah. Okay, so let's do the same thing on the other side. now we can lay out the top. Let's see if we can get an angle. Cool. Just gotta get you guys up higher. All right. Just trying to get myself out of the way real quick. There we go. Our sky kind of in there. Now let's pick a color to start off with, and I say purple because purple is going to be the background color for a lot of stuff. That good old purps. Purple. Purple. Oh, have you seen the purple? Dioxazine purple. Hey Mike, why haven't you got new paint yet? Because I get bottles like this, and then I'm painting stuff like this, and it doesn't use very much paint. And it is what it is. Alright, let's give this a good shake. Take a hit from the vape. This lady said she wants pinks and purples. Or I should say her husband said. Because she was not talking. That's enough purple for that. Let's just switch over just one side right here. And get his ear. in. And we're going to carefully add a nice little purple glow around the white. Let's make back down. And all I'm doing is just kind of going around the white and ghosting in some purple, so that we kind of have like this purple haze background going on. Purple haze. Now, this is also one of those jobs where you could pick your poison. You could either choose to mask off all kinds of shit and go for a really clean edge look, or you could go for the cartoon look, which is perfectly okay on something like this because it is a cartoon, and do it this way. And we're going to lay it out, and then we're going to lay colors, and then we're going to have to outline it. Takes a little bit more skill, but I would argue it saves some time. And it makes it look a certain way, which is kind of what I'm after. Gives it more of that free-handed, cartoon, originality kind of look. Purple in on that side. What's up, Bravo Brushworks? How's it going? Thank you, thank you. Thank you very muchos. Extremely muchos. Muchos times 10. Muchos por 10. No sea mamón, güey, hable el español bien. So who's ready for summer? Everybody ready for summer? I'm fucking ready for summer, man. There's this strap in here and it just it's choosing to get stuck on that thing over and over. There you go. That's all I wanted. I think we've already had ours in the UK. But rain and high winds this week. Yeah, no. Here, the spring is when you get the windy and rains. And then after the summer, it gets nice and warm and hot and beautiful days. And we've been kind of strolling around in spring. Well, it's been nice because some of the days have been nice, but I'm ready for some fuck it weather, you know? Let's go outside and fuck it. Let's go outside and do some shit. How long have I been airbrushing? Let's see. 14, 38. This year marks 24 years. God damn, son. Time flies. Do I feel old yet? Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Not a whole lot. Just a little bit. Just un poquito old. Alright. Now all I'm going to do is throw a little bit of white in here. Lighten this up. And we're going to give some spots a little bit of a light purple. Lighter purple. Just going through and adding purple glow on all this stuff. And this will just help make it pop once we add the black outline. Because we're looking for that pop. We're looking for that kata. Looking for that. Oh boy. Looking for that momo. Yeah. Looking for that. Finger looking good. What's up, Eli? Archbeck? Yeah, Archbeck. How's it going? How you doing? I'm just sitting here using my talent to paint a stitch on the helmet. Alright, this side all outlined out. Bam. Go over to this side if I get this thing unhooked. What is even hooked? There we go. Getting into airbrushing. Nice. Good luck. An arsenal of guns, huh? What type of top coat are you going to use? So the top coat for this one is going to be a glossy, it's a high solids 3-to-1 mix. I forget what the fucking brand name is. It's not a House of Color. We're using some other brand right now. And it's a gallon I bought off of Amazon, but it's a 3-to-1 high solids. It comes out really nice. It's the same one I used on the fender that we just painted. And yeah, honestly went out on a limb when I ordered it because I was just like, oh, I've never tried this. Looks good, sounds good. The reviews were pretty good. And yeah, I don't remember what it was called. I'm trying to think of the name, but I don't remember. It's not the shop line clear, it's something else. I don't fucking remember. I remember looking at the shop line and considering it, but I didn't get the shop line, and now I don't remember the fucking brand. here. How you get the paint to flow so good? To be quite honest, I don't even know what you mean by that. I just put paint in and paint flows out, man. That's all I do. I ain't nothing special. Ain't nothing special, man. According to everybody that comes in and watches, ain't nothing special. I'm fucking with you. I don't know, man. I use a reducer and I make sure to keep my pressure to match my thickness of my paint. That's about all I can say. Alright, so one of the other main colors that we got going on is blue. So I'm going to start off with the blue next. And we're going to start off with just the regular phthalo blue over there. I'll have to grab it. But the phthalo blue, that we can get all the blue in, and then we'll start cutting in the colors after that, every other color. But the blue, so we can start with the dark blues, and then again we'll just lighten it with some white as we go. But you know, all I do is squeeze the trigger, paint comes out, man. I don't know what to say, man. That shit just runs good. I don't know. I don't know what I be doing, but I know what it look like when I'm done. That's all I know.
Motion detected at your front door.
This closer, so clean out over here. Bring this rag with me. All right. Oop, let's not knock shit over. Okay, cool. And we're in business. You got 4011. It seems to produce a lot of tip dry. That's funny, because that's exactly what I'm using. Look at that. I'm using 4011. And I've said it before, I'll say it again. Tip dry is just part of the fucking thing. You're just gonna have to deal with tip dry no matter what you use. You can try to reduce your paint all you want, but truth of the matter is, depending on where you live, depending on what the temperature is, depending on the humidity, depending on how angled your freaking needle is, what the fucking nozzle's doing, you might just be dealing with tip dry all the time. You know what I do? I'm freaking constantly cleaning it off. I'm constantly doing this. Constantly, you see these little fucking marks on my fingers? That's from cleaning tip dry. All the damn time. I'm like I got a callus on my freaking finger right here from doing that shit. Years and years and years, my guy. Tip dry is just get over it. Deal with it. It's gonna happen. If you're using reducer just to try to eliminate tip dry, you use a reducer for the wrong reason. Everybody deals with tip dry. Some people hide it better than others. If I never talked about it, most people never notice, because when I put my gun over here and I go like this, most people are looking over here, and I'm always doing this Always, always, always. I don't know. Use reducer to increase your flow. Maybe lighten the opacity of the paint a little bit. You live in a dry area in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Yeah, no matter what you use, you're probably going to get tip dry. Tip dry has been a thing since freaking urethane paints and enamel paints. It dries on the tip. You got to fucking use your finger to dig it off. At least with Createx, you don't have to have a rag with reducer on to clean it off. Now, you can. I've got into the habit of doing this with the rag every now and then. But, yeah, honestly, like, no matter what kind of airbrush, no matter what kind of paint, if I'm spraying the Createx Wicked right here, really reduced, really wet, you know, and trying not to get tip dry, it still gets tip dry. If I'm spraying the other Createx airbrush colors straight out of the bottle, and I'm spraying it at really high pressure, unreduced, there's tip dry. It's going to happen. Even when it don't make sense. Like the other paint over there, spray it like 45, 50 PSI. It's coming out fast. Fast as fuck, boy. And that shit still dries on the tip. So, instead of fighting it, embrace it. Come to the dark side. Yeah, it's one of those things where cleaning your needle, keeping your needle clean while spraying is definitely like top number one. Everybody can agree with that. Otherwise, nobody would be trying to get rid of tip dry. And you know how's the best way to keep your needle clean? Is by fucking cleaning it. That's all I'm going to say about that. Have you tried the new Infinity? No. I have so many airbrushes right now, I don't even need to be trying anything else. And unless they want to send one for review or something, I'm not really I'm not in the market to buy anything right now. And yeah, I've tried before, like, oh, we're gonna buy this airbrush just to review it, you know, but it just doesn't work out. I'll never see that money back, never ever, or maybe in like 10 years. Never say never, right? Unless it has some crazy new features I've never seen before on the airbrush. Yeah, it's gonna be just another airbrush. Is it good? You got the new evolution from H&S. Harder and Steenbeck. Nice. You guys and your European brands. guys and all your European fancy H&S's and stuff. We ain't drink that kind of shit around here, man. We don't drink that kind of Kool-Aid, you know.
Motion detected in the backyard.
What you using right now? We're using the handy dandy, always faithful, always reliable, if it would ever focus. This is the Iwata Eclipse HPCS. It's pretty much my go-to for any of these kind of projects. Over there's a rack. Over there's another rack of airbrushes. This airbrush right here I've had for quite a long time, and it just there's something to be said about the Iwata Eclipse. It's just easy to clean, easy to maintain. It works. It sprays really good. It works good at different pressures. You know, whether you're working high pressure, low pressure, thick paint, thin paint. You try to make nice, clean lines, freaking nice shades. This is pretty much my go-to airbrush for this type of stuff. Sometimes I'll mix up a couple of them just to have different colors going, but for the most part, this baby. I've never replaced any part on this particular airbrush. I've had it for so long. I need to knock on wood before I fucking end up knocking it down or something. But I've literally not replaced anything on this one. But I could say that for a lot of airbrushes. Shoot, my Sotar, my Badger Sotar's over there. It's never had a piece replaced. It's the same Sotar that I got from Badger. I love that airbrush. That one's really good for fine detail stuff. Let's see. My freaking Micron sits in its case looking pretty most of the time. All the time. Every time. It works every time. I bought it, but honestly I've struggled with it. I'm not sure why, but I much prefer Iwata. Yeah, I'm not. That's the same way I feel. And I'm of the mindset that if you find what works for you, fucking use that. Don't go on this whole, but this one's supposed to be better, blah blah blah. Let it be better for somebody else. If you're comfortable with what you're using and it's working good for you, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And that's kind of where I'm at. I like using the Iwatas for this. Again, I have different airbrushes, but there's a reason that I automatically, like subconsciously, I don't even think about it. This is just the airbrush that I grabbed. So I don't question it. Other projects, like if it's something smaller or something more detailed, my hand will automatically go to some other airbrush. It might be better for the Sotar. It might be better for this, But when it's something like this, my hand just reaches for the Eclipse. It's just like, oh, Eclipse time. Oh, it's time for the Eclipse, So I'm going to throw some white. Same process. We're going to add some white to what's left of the blue. Make ourselves a nice little lighter blue. Throw that in some places and then move on. What's up, baby? Did you get us drinks or anything?
No, I've been at Hobby Lobby.
Oh, what'd you get?
I got a rug for the camper. I put in there already. And they got 2.5 yards. That's all they had on the boat.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
2.5 yards. That's like 6.
that's all they had.
What do you think?
Looks good. They wanted to say bite me or something.
No, it's gonna say I bite.
I bite.
Mm-hmm.
But Isabel's like they overcharged you. They didn't put the discount on for this makeup bag I bought.
Mm-hmm.
It was the graduation thing. She's like, you gotta go back. And I'm like, I don't want to go back.
Go back.
I'm gonna forget this one.
What's your go-to detail brush? Yeah, like I said, it just really depends on the project, on what I'm spraying, how I anticipate the paint to be flowing. If I'm going for maximum detail, if I'm trying to like paint on a dime or something, do some Steve Leahy type shit, you know, I'll probably just go with the micron. Iwata micron. The only reason I don't use my micron more often is because it's that pretty teal one, the Tiffany's one. And yeah, it was a nice gesture also from Dave over at Coast Airbrush. He didn't have to do that and give me one of those, but I just wanted to know I'd take care of it, so it's been taken care of. I only bust it out when I really, really need to, but it's kind of a memento piece for me, and it's also like a nice, just in general, it's a nice airbrush. But yeah, who remembers that whole saga? Doing all them panels and going to freaking the Airbrush Rendezvous and we might be going back to Cali out the end of this year again. Coast Airbrush does have a new location, so hopefully we could work out something with them. Maybe just do a nice little tour of their new place. Because I know a lot of people are like from other countries and stuff, and they just like seeing what it looks like. A lot of people now, because they don't have a store like that in their country. So a lot of the feedback I got from doing the Airbrush Rendezvous video was that it was just cool to see. Hopefully we could go and visit them, have some fun. I've been wanting to get my back tattoo done, and the artist that I want to do it is out there, so he's out in Victorville. Alright, it's starting to look like something, guys. We're starting to get somewhere. Is it a Takumi? No, it's not a Takumi. It's just a regular. Man, you're gonna make me go get it. No, it's one of the original microns, but it's one of the ones that Coast Airbrush does like their powder coating treatment on. So it's teal. I've shown it before, but it's all the way out in the garage right now. I don't want to go get it. It's just a really nice airbrush. I've shown it before, and it's honestly, it's such a pretty airbrush. It's one of those airbrushes that you're like, should I even be painting with this? It's literally teal with white like accents, and it's like, yeah, it's a micron, but it's yeah. If you ever go to Coast Airbrush, they have their like own special models of airbrushes that they sell, and yeah, they're really nice, and that's what we have. That's what we got. I might have to do another video just like, let's do max detail, guys. Let's do some max detail, because I haven't done anything like that in a while.
Motion detected at
I've been so
your front
focused
door.
on just painting for people, and most people don't. They don't really care about max detail. They care about keeping within a budget. So, yeah, but it might be nice to actually flex the scales a little bit, you know, not get off of some of this simpler stuff and do some cooler shit. Alright. Just to finish off the stitch and to get this part out of the way, we're going to do some red. We need some red for his mouth. The panels, yeah, the panels were cool. I had a lot of fun. Yeah, a lot of the artists liked their panels. You know, what's crazy is that I was able to get a panel to what's his name, Kiwi, the artist from. Oh my God! Why am I blanking out on his name right now? Anyway, I got him one, and then him and Danny D, or Danny G, and they both ended up passing away. So I'm glad I went when I went. Yeah, I hope everybody still has their panels. I know Bugs, if you guys remember the panel we did for Bugs, the pinstriper painter guy, he was in love with this panel. He loved it. I remember handing him this panel and he was just like, oh my God, this is fucking awesome. Oh, I'm gonna hang this in my garage. He was so happy. I mean, everybody was pretty happy. What up, Justice? How much for the helmets? So right now we have a flat rate on most of the helmets. It's $300.
Motion detected at your front door. Motion detected in the
For
front
most
yard.
general helmets like this one, $300. I'm able to knock them out in a day, so it's not too bad. And on days when I'm not at the market, it gives me something to do. We've been getting quite a bit of helmets. And we keep them affordable because a lot of the helmets we do are for like younger people. We do a lot of youth hockey helmets, and Jessie's was the girl on the bomb. She was sitting on an onion. She hates it when I tell the onion story, so I won't say it. But she's sitting on an onion. It's a story she said one time, which I thought was pretty funny, and she doesn't like the stories, I guess. So yeah, out of respect to her, because she got real upset. Like, me and her don't talk, and she was really upset about the onion thing. I don't know. I think it's funny having like an inside joke with somebody, right? Like, but yeah, she's an amazing artist. I love her work. She's cool, but it is what it is. Not everybody likes jokes, and I get it. Especially with me, I could be a bit of a jokester, and go a little too far. It's fine, I understand. Yeah, that was hers. And to be fair, she did like it. She was like, yeah, I like it. She kind of didn't want to take it. Then I was like, I'll ship it to you. Girl, you're going to take this fucking thing. And yeah, she's a cool individual. An amazing artist. I wish her the best. Alright, we got some red in there for the stitch mouth. That's pretty much all the red we need. I just need to add white to this red now so we can make some pink. We'll color in his tongue with pink. We'll do some pink on the flowers. And maybe even some pink sparkles, because that was the main colors they want. They want purple and pink, right? So let's mix up a nice little pink. And yeah. on these flowers here.
Motion detected in the backyard. Motion detected in the backyard.
What the heck? This thing keeps grabbing. It's like an extra layer in there or something. Okay, now let's do some green. What clear to use on helmets? Like I just said earlier, we were gonna use some. Right now, I have a high solids 3-to-1 clear. I don't remember the brand. I went off of a different brand this time. I was trying to remember it earlier. It's not the shop line. It's something else. But it's a 3-to-1 high solids. It's really nice. It's the same one we just used on that fender, and I've used on a few other helmets now. We're about halfway through the gallon. We're going to start with a little bit of the limelight green, the nice bright green, and then we'll add in some of the, what is the phthalo green? Yeah, phthalo green, darken it up. Camera even pick that up? I don't even know. side. We're getting close. We're getting close. I could almost smell the victory. Smell it. Ah, it's close. That all outlined, alright. Now we're gonna add a little bit of phthalo green on here. Turn this green a little bit greener. We're gonna get this all outlined in. We're gonna move on to the outlines. So close. So close, I can almost smell the clear coat already. Are you a full-time airbrush artist? What does that even mean, man? I didn't know I could be a part-time airbrush artist. That's all. Where do I get the part-time job at? Where's the part-time airbrush artist jobs locations? I'm sure they're out there. Somewhere. I'm so long as there's work, I'm painting kind of artist. That's what I would call it. Sometimes it's full time, sometimes it's part time, sometimes it's all the time. But right now, I'd say I have an airbrush in my hand about 60 to 70 hours a week. Probably around 60 hours a week. I'm honestly at the point where me and my wife were discussing today about we need to find another airbrush artist that we could trust, that's good, that we could have help us for like events and stuff. I don't know how well you guys can see that, but like, I also don't know why the camera makes everything look washed out. The colors are all washed out. Everything looks pastel on the camera. At least from what my little preview screen looks like. Mm-hmm. I need to do the yellow, and then I can start outlining everything.
Yeah. Then it'll really pop.
Yeah, then it's gonna pop. One side. Let's get the other side. Right on, Rob. We'll see you next time. Great work, huh? It's getting there. It's getting there. We're almost there. Almost, man. How long have we been live? 2 hours. Jesus Christ. We've been going. We've been really, really going. more color, then we can start outlining. And that's just a little bit of yellow. A little bit of yellow. And what I'm going to do is we're going to outline the stitch, get them all looking all good. Then I'll end the stream there. My shoulders are actually getting tired. This is a little bit higher than I'm used to, so I'm kind of like reaching up. I'm going to take a break, go and stretch my legs a little bit. But as always, if you want to see this finished helmet and any other of my artwork, you can always go and follow us on the social medias. Facebook, Instagram, the links are down below the video. Or you could just search for Mike's Airbrush. Mike's Airbrush. Just need a little bit of yellow for the young fella. All right. Shakity. Put some yellow right there, right on that sunset. That's all we wanted a yellow for, is right there. Look at that. Boom, and then we're gonna just add a little bit. Bottom of the teeth, so that when we add some white highlights, they pop. Alrighty, now we can clear this yellow out, and let's load up some nice good old black. Some of that good old blickety blickety. Really good shake. Good shake, shake, shake. I hope everybody's ready for the weekend. I hope everybody has some good plans. Get some time off your work. Maybe get some time behind the airbrush. Get you something painted. Alright, let's get started on the outline. What are you doing now?
I forgot your stupid cheese.
Okay.
I could get us some drinks.
Alright.
Maybe your truck keys so you get the button out.
Motion detected in the backyard.
See how that black just makes it pop right away? Ooh, ooh. It looks really good just right there. Alright. Look at that. After all that work, finally got a stitch on there. And it looks like a stitch. I think we're doing something right. So let me get this off there and I can kind of show you guys what we got so far. Definitely need a break. My back's feeling it now. But we got Mr. Stitch in there, all outlined and looking good. We're going to go back and add a little textures to his ears and little white highlights and whatnot. We'll get the highlights on this sunset. I still have lots of work to do outlining all these flowers and stuff. But I won't bore you guys with all of that. Again, if you guys want to see the finished piece, make sure you go and you follow us over at Mike's Airbrush.com or Mike's Airbrush using the links down below. And yeah, it's been fun hanging out. Thank you guys thank you to all that came into the chat today. Jeez, my brain's already frying up and everything. How long have we been live? 2.5 hours. Nice. Definitely need my back to stand up a little bit and move around. So thank you guys all for watching. We'll see you guys next time. We'll be probably live on Saturday. Looks like it's going to be great weather. We're probably going to have lots of orders this Saturday. So we'll see you guys then. Have a good one. Later, everybody.